waiting for the police report. They're calling in like 5 minutes. Just rolled a giant. Okay. So, bam. 11 a.m. I think she said, right? I unfortunately took this date in my head in the middle of doing a lot of other things. Could be 11:30 too. But anyways. It's in the 11th hour. I know that for sure. I've really been not really looking forward to this at all, actually. Yay. Hey there.
This is Gabby calling. Hello there. This is Gabby calling from the OIPRD. Am I speaking to Aaron O'Neill?
Yep. Yeah, this is
hi
me.
There. Hi there.
Hey.
I'm calling from the OIPRD in regards to the accommodation.
Yeah, I'm ready. I've been waiting for your call, and I thought I was going to do more preparation for the call, but realistically, I think I've done all of the work necessary that is humanly possible for a person in my mental health state and condition. So I think the most important thing for me with this accommodation request is that historically, doctors, employers, police services such as the one I'm reporting have repeatedly discredited me because of my delivery or my meltdown, or perhaps the fact that I'm actively traumatized, or because of my autism and my severe history of abuse. I'm not like everybody else. And because people discredit me, I do not want to narrate my evidence, if you understand what I mean. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a story because I'm tired of telling it. I have posted everything that I can in writing as well as audio. I've recorded all of my interactions with the police. I've filed all of my complaints. I've kept a journal of everything. So my story is there. My experience, how I feel, all of that is available. I just cannot keep reliving it. And I don't frankly know who to trust anymore, so I'm skeptical of this service as well, because there have been so many services across the board that choose to discriminate me during an active meltdown because of my tone or swearing or whatever it is that they don't like about me. I've pissed off multiple police officers. Multiple police officers, the London Police, have made it personal, and they've taken my meltdown personally multiple times, and they're not doing their job. And I've piled on everything that I could think of that's really important for me to report to the police, from sexual assaults that happened to me as a minor. There were 2 incidences that I've been carrying with me my entire life. And, there's been many times that the police were involved as a child with my mother, who's not white. I'm white passing because of my father, and there are some people in my family that are white passing as well, but I am First Nations Métis, and my mom is not white passing, and she's been racially profiled my entire life with the police. Like, they've made it much harder my entire life, criminalizing her. And I had a lot of issues with the police also in my adolescent years. And just going into my entire life, there is an incredible issue that I have with the public system as far as the London Police Services go, from my earliest memories with them to being protected today as a citizen against threats that I am currently facing as an adult. So my goal right now is to not only report, hey, you know what, I've got all of these really big issues right now, but I'm also taking the London Police Services to the Human Rights Tribunal, and I'm going to be placing everything on record to show them that this narrative that I have is done. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm at that point now where I'm done now. I'm tired of this. I'm not asking for them to change anymore. I'm taking them to court, to the Human Rights Tribunal, and discussing the contributions they have made to my lack of my lack of safety, my fear of, a lot of different things, even just fear of going outside. Just because I'm not sure, if I ever had a situation where I had to call the police, I wouldn't. Like, I've stopped using them. I've reported that sexual assault recently a couple times, but like both times I'm waiting for them to just not do their job and tell me that the person I'm reporting is just going to get off. And every single person that I've reported to the police has gotten off. And it's just incredible how unfair this justice system is. And I'm tired of that. And I have all of the evidence, and still they take someone else's word, who I've already proven as a liar, over someone who has enough evidence to prove a narrative beyond reasonable doubt. So
I'm definitely here to, assist you with the complaint form process. So I'll be, filling out the complaint form for you today. And then once, your complaint's put in, a case coordinator will look at your file, and they'll go ahead and screen the file. And if they do need information from you or would like to speak to you, they will contact you. But just for today, I'll be taking down the complaint for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Just to begin with, I just want to let you know the call is being recorded, so just to have a record of it. And
same here. That's fine.
So thank you, and basically I will take you through the complaint form. I'll take you question by question as if you were filling it out by yourself, and then you would provide me with information. And then at the end, I'll read it back to you once we get through the summary, and you can confirm that everything's been captured, and then we can submit it together. Does that sound good?
Did you listen to everything that I just said? So let me just repeat myself. Sorry, I'm sorry. Just let me repeat myself too then, since I just don't understand. What I'm asking for is to not go through this again, because it is too traumatizing for me. I do not want to keep reliving this experience. All of the information you need for this form is available online through forms, Google Drives, YouTube videos, audio police recordings. Every single occurrence is with the police. Someone needs to review it. Someone needs to review all of this and just create the case, because it's happening inevitably. There's not going to be an application. I just need this case opened for my investigation to start, for the evidence to be reviewed, and then someone can call me when they've looked at it all, because I'm not going to keep going through this. And you will look, once you look at my file, you will see how many times I have had to relive this, and it's actually, in my honest opinion, decreasing my life expectancy. Do you understand?
So I understand.
Good.
I was told that you.
So those are the accommodations I want.
I see. So just to confirm, so you don't want to submit a new complaint with us?
Is that what you heard?
So I hear that you don't want to speak about the incident again. However, I
It's
thought
already
you were
available.
interested and you complained.
Okay, let me ask you this. What do you have on file? What have you reviewed of mine before making this call? What have you done to prepare for this phone call?
So I received your phone number and name, and someone had stated that you required an accommodation. So we're here to help fill out the form for you.
Is that all that you looked at? Did you look at the emails? Where are my emails that I sent you guys? Where are my requests? I've already given a full list of accommodation requests. That's not the only one. So who's dropping the ball at the Ontario Police Review Board now? Because I'll sue you guys too. Who is not doing their job? So I have already submitted a lot of information to you. I have the emails. Do you want me to give them to you? Do you want me to send you the dates and tell you I have all of the sent receipts. So where are they? Who is not doing their job?
So I personally, I don't have the email. It will probably be with the emails inbox. That is, someone else can be going through those emails and responding to them. But I was given your phone number since we do require all of our complaints to be on the form itself. So if you do want to submit a complaint with us, it needs to be on the form.
Okay, there's going to be an exception. No, there will be an exception. I do not want to relive all of the experiences. I've already submitted it to you in writing. I will not do this in audio or through an interview. It's all available. I'm not the lazy one here. So, stop trying to find policies to stop doing your job. My accommodation is to submit this form through the information that I have already submitted, which is more than enough. Do you understand? And there are multiple occurrences from the day that I was born. What are you going to do? Create an application for everyone right now over the phone? Like, do you even realize what you're getting into? You want me to go through all these questions right now?
All of our complaints do need to be on the OI Purity complaint form. That is the policy. So, which is why the form, including all of your emails, they'll be all put together, and then a file will be made. So, we'll still include all the information you provided through emails. It's just we need the formal complaint on a form.
Okay, you have my name. Do you need my address? Like, what general information do you need about my character? Because I'm not going into any of the incidents. Is that okay?
So just the information we would need is your name, your first name, last name, date of birth, your address.
Okay.
And a phone number, and then we still would need on the form what police service it's about. If you have any of the names of the officers, that's optional. And then something else that's mandatory is when the incident took place, if it's like over a period of time or if it's a specific date. And we do need a summary of the complaint as well. That's another mandatory thing we need. And then at the end, we need your name and a declaration just certifying that the information provided is true and just like acknowledging that. So,
okay, well, I already gave you a summary. You recorded the call. You can review it. So the first 20 minutes that I gave you, that you can just dictate that and put that on my record. So let's get through the character information. Erin,
So the first part of your call, after I start with the complaint form, are you able to tell me the information? So I didn't start the call with you yet, just since you did go ahead and speak, but I would need to go through the whole complaint form first.
You're not very empathetic. Do you know that? I have a problem with a lot of people. Do you know what it's about? I'm already impatient with you because of your lack of empathy. You have repeated yourself over and over, have shown zero empathy towards what I'm going through. Do you understand that? Are you aware of that?
I understand you have the complaint.
What do you understand?
This is our complaint policy.
What do you
And
understand? Have you ever been violated by the police?
we're not able to answer any type of those questions.
No.
But
Don't.
I
Let me
have
ask
to,
you this: do you think someone who has been violated by the police should be in your role? Like, I don't think you should be doing this. I don't think you're qualified.
We're not able to provide an answer to any of those questions. But
I think you're inexperienced. So, yeah, we're going to get as much of this done as possible, and then you're going to go to the manager, and you're going to send them this YouTube video that I'm going to record. Because this phone call that we have right now is a video, and I'm going to be posting it on YouTube. So you tell whoever is up there at the police review board to get someone really high up on my case to prevent a negligence lawsuit against this department as well. Because I have had enough with the services and the lack of qualifications in people taking these kinds of reports, such as you. I don't believe that you're qualified or trained properly. I don't believe you're trained for people with autism, for people who are actively in meltdowns. And this is the same problem that I have with the police as well. So how am I supposed to respect that you, who I have the same problems with, are going to take this seriously in the first place? So I want you to make sure that this video is...
I'm here to assist you with the complaint form process. And I can get started with that. We haven't gotten started yet. I need to take you through the complaint form, like I mentioned already. So I'm here to assist you with that, as I was provided your name and phone number to assist you with that.
I don't think they listen. Okay, let's do what you want. And let's just ignore everything I say and find excuses and just go right back to the script. Okay, let's do your script now.
So... if you would like, we can get started with the complaint form process. So I'll take you through the complaint form question by question. So the first is just general information. The first question is, have you previously filed a related complaint with the OIPRD? Yes?
Yep.
Or no? Yep.
Not a formal one, but I have asked for your attention for almost a year now, I would say.
Okay. So you don't have a complaint number with us, correct?
Nope. Nobody made one. Nobody contacted me.
Okay. So next, is this complaint related to an ongoing SIU investigation?
Pardon me, a what? A SIU?
So is the complaint... Yeah, so is the complaint related to an ongoing SIU investigation? So Special Investigative Unit.
Like a sexual assault? Is that SIU?
Yeah. Do you have a case going on with the SIU right now? Like currently, do you have a complaint with them already?
I don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm. So the SIU is also a complaint body, just like the OIPRD. So the question would be, do you have a complaint with them right now?
No, I do not. I didn't know they existed. I don't even know what they are. Are they like federal or like?
Yeah. So SIU, Special Investigations Unit, they basically deal with police complaints, but it's more so for serious matters like like sexual assault or police committing murder, stuff like that. So it's more special investigations unit.
I understand.
So it's a bit different than us, yeah.
I was told to contact you, so I think I'm in the right spot.
Okay, sounds good. So the next question is this complaint related to an ongoing criminal court proceeding?
Against who? Me? No. No, I'm trying to protect myself against criminals, and the police aren't doing their job, as always.
Okay, so I will put no for that. Next, is this complaint about something that happened to you or something that happened to someone else?
Both.
Sorry, did you mention both?
Yeah, both.
Okay. I see here that the form will only allow for one, but I will indicate in the form, in the summary, that it's for both.
Yeah, sorry, thank you. It's just my mother and I that I'm speaking for, but my mother is more than happy to make her complaints as well. She's been really traumatized a lot by the police her whole life.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So I will indicate that in the summary. So next, would you like correspondence from the OIPRD, such as, letters, documents? Would you like them to be sent by mail or email?
Related to my file or general
Yes.
news?
Just related to your file.
In electronic email is fine. So the
Okay.
a.o'neill505@gmail.com, if you have that.
Okay, yeah, I can take that down right now, actually. So A.O'Neill.
ONEIL 505
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
Yeah. Okay. A.ONEIL 505
Yes.
at gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my last question for general information, would you consider early resolution for this matter? So basically, early resolution is a way to deal with your complaint in a more quicker way. It won't be in an investigation, but basically what occurs is you have a conversation with the police and the responding officers, and just to resolve the matter in a more less serious way, not in a formal complaint. Saying yes right now doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree to it later. You still have the opportunity to accept it or deny it if you're contacted by us.
Okay, that's okay. I know what I want.
It is voluntary.
There's absolutely no possible way that I would avoid doing this as the sole purpose to get it all on record, on public record within the court system, and to make sure that policies are put in place and better regulated for not only my future, but also other people. And that is the burning thing that I have inside of me right now. So,
Okay, no problem. So
if
I will indicate.
the short answer is no, we're going all of the way.
Okay, no problem. Okay. So next, just your personal details. So first name and last name, the spelling of your first name, please. Hello?
Hold on.
I can't seem to hear
Hey,
you on
sorry.
the other end.
Sorry, I just had to get a drink of water because
Oh, no problem.
just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. What were the next section?
Yeah. So your first and last name, so the spelling, please.
AARON, Aaron, first name.
Mm-hmm.
Last name O'Neill, O''Neil.
Perfect, thank you. And would you like a title for your name? It's optional.
No, I don't care.
Okay. Sounds good. And date of birth, please.
5585.
Sorry, 9585.
Oh, no.
And is
May 5th, so 5585.
Okay, thank you. And 1985, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And address, please.
250
Mm-hmm.
Hyman Street,
Mm-hmm.
London, Ontario. Nancy 6 Apple. 1 Nancy 5.
Sorry, was the first side of the postal code M?
N is in
For
Nancy.
Mary? Sorry.
N is in Nancy. 6 A is an apple. 1 Nancy 5.
Okay. you. And a phone number?
647
Mm-hmm.
767
Mm-hmm.
7779.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we can now go on to the police details. So, which police service is this complaint about?
London, Ontario Police Services.
Okay. And if you have a specific police station or division or detachment, you can mention that as well. This is optional.
I do believe, I don't know, isn't there only one division? Don't they all just come out of the downtown unit? I think there's only one.
Okay, yeah, no problem. That's fine. Would you like me to include downtown, or we can leave that part blank?
Yeah, I don't know for sure, so...
Okay, no problem. That's no problem. So the next question, if your complaint is about a specific officer, if you can give us any details you might have about the officer. This is also optional.
Yes, there are, but I don't... Excuse me, I don't have all of that information in front of me. It is available on, like, evidence-based... Like, I have just all of the recordings. So, like...
Okay, no, that's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And I record everything with the police. Because I don't trust them.
Yeah, so even if you don't have it with you, you can definitely add it with evidence to the file you want to submit after. So that's fine if you don't have that information right now.
There's a lot. There's a lot of them. Like, my whole life has been really off, like, really sad, but, like, my whole life has been either dealing with criminals. Like, I moved out really young on my own. I was homeless at, like, 14, 15, and when I moved out on my own, you get exposed to a lot of people really early, and you're quite vulnerable, and the justice system was part of my life pretty much my entire life, one way or another. And it's usually been me trying to protect myself because I am autistic. I'm an extremely vulnerable person in society. We're like 4 times more likely to be sexually assaulted. And I've been assaulted multiple times. And it's quite traumatizing also to ask the police to be trained in autism and then repeatedly get officers who have no training, and then to see them put a policy in place because of me. I threatened to sue them, and they put a policy in place creating this advocacy or autism. They created an autism registry, and I made sure that they had me registered, and I asked for a police officer multiple times after that for someone with training with mental health or autism. And then, the first question I ask when they get here is, hey, do you have any training with us? And they're just like, no. And I'm like, I have autism, so it's been very frustrating. And then I get criminalized for my autism, for how I behave when I'm having a meltdown. And I've been asked if I'm on something. I've been, like, my entire life, like, even when I'm 12 years old, people have criminalized me for being on things, or, like, like, my pupils are always quite enlarged, and I don't know why that is. It's just been like that my entire life, and I'm constantly criminalized by this police service. And I've lived all over Ontario. I have been to Europe. I've been to South America, and they don't criminalize me there. Like, there's something really special about this particular London Police Service, and I am now at the point of releasing all of my records. So, like, I'm going through the Freedom Station or whatever and telling them, I want as much as you have from my earliest days, whenever my name has been mentioned, I want a record of it. Through emails, I want transcripts. I want everything. I want the audio. I want my dispatch calls, and it all tells a very vivid story. So
yeah, so we can get into that in the police details. I'll go through the complaint details with you, and then we'll get into that right into the summary. So I would need the incident location. So if there's a specific location, if you know the address or the nearest intersection or the city, this is optional as well. You don't need to fill this information in if you don't have a specific location.
I have a lot of locations, particularly in my mind.
Okay, yeah, no problem. We can add some in right now, and if you want to add direct later on, that's fine.
Okay. So, what was it? 11:25. So there was an apartment on Royal York Road that the police were involved with my mom and I, and that was a very traumatizing experience for me and my mother after my mom's sister just died. Then there is, that's really the biggest one that I can speak for. And there's another one, but I don't know what jurisdiction that was because we were on the road. I don't know if that was in London or not. The other ones, when I was a child, I have to get really back to you on. I don't really want to go through all these right now. The one that I'm at right now.
If you ever want to add in the information after, that's fine.
Yeah, okay, let's just do that. So, let's just say broadly across London, whenever the police have been involved, I only have a couple occurrences in my entire history where I've been like, oh wow, I feel really protected and safe. Do you know what I'm saying? And strongly, there's only been one occurrence, and I can only speak proudly of one officer at that police department. Do you know what I mean? And I've met a lot. So.
No problem. So, would you like me to keep the apartment in Royal York Road, or would you just like to talk about London, broadly?
I'm sweating right now. Just thinking right now. I don't think you understand autism, which is why I think you guys need to be trained better, because you need to think about it like this. I just told you that my entire life has been traumatized by the London Police Services. So right now, which something that you don't understand or care to relate to, my brain is exploding with memories, smells, feelings. All of these things are coming back to me at the same fucking time. Do you understand how that works? Trauma. Do you understand how trauma works? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, we can definitely
Is that a yes?
file this complaint another time.
Was that a yes? No, I need to file. I need it submitted now, but I'm not going through the summary anymore. I need you to get my name down, my contact information. I need you to get my links, and I need someone to look at this video that I'm posting to YouTube right now, and all of the other videos that I have related to the police services that are on YouTube, that I sent in an email, a full list of links. I want that found, and I need to stop reliving this because this is going to ruin my day. My heart is racing. This is unhealthy for me, and you aren't even trained for it.
Mm-hmm. So we can definitely, pause the complaint form and definitely get back to it another day. Or if you'd like, you just want to include all the links that you submitted in the summary, that's totally fine as well. We can do that. I just need the information that is required from you, but we can definitely do that another day.
We need this submitted today now. I'm not going to rethink about this. I'm not going to set up another phone call with you until you guys have reviewed everything. So what do you need from me now to get this going? But I'm not reliving any more details about what happened. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And that will not be necessary in my case because it is affecting my health. And I demand this isn't a hey, I need approval. No. You're going to get your manager to review this video that I'm putting on YouTube, and they're going to listen to everything that I just talked about right now, and they're going to understand. And they're not going to rely on you to speak for me. They're going to go and watch this video, and they're going to listen to this call if they want. If they want to listen to the call, that's great. You record it, have them listen to this call. Have someone above you who is trained in mental health and autism review this. And submit this today. I'm not asking to be adjourned here, sweetie. I have very formally told you what I wanted, and you just keep speaking over me. You have no respect for what I've gone through.
So we can with the complaint form, there's just specific things that I just need to ask you and get an answer over the phone. And these are questions that are required. So other than
why
that,
is that all you know how to do? Why is that all you know how to do? Answer me that. Is it the only thing that you're allowed to do? Like, will you get in trouble if you go outside of the script? Maybe I need to speak to your manager about how you guys are trained. And I'm sure you're probably going to say, I can't talk to you about what I'm trained on either. And that's an institutional issue. You guys are taking complaints. You guys should be a little bit more personal. If you're not allowed to be personal or even tell me, then we live in a really oppressed society. And that's going on record too.
So with the complaint form, I'm taking down whatever you want to include. We're not able to give our own personal advice or opinions. That's just our policy. We're not able to do that, but I'm definitely taking down whatever you want to capture on the form. So, which is why I do have to ask you specific questions just so we have it on record and I can fill out the form for you.
This is so frustrating.
But like I mentioned, we can definitely come back to this another day.
No, we will not. We're going to fucking finish this. Because I have too many things going on in my life to be dealing with this over and over and over. And maybe you like being a robot all day, but I don't, okay? So I hate repeating myself. Anyways, can we just keep going?
So I just have a couple more questions and then the form is done.
Great. Oh my god, thank you. I'm sorry. This is just really traumatizing.
I understand, but I mentioned we can do this another day. But if you'd like to finish it today, I do have a couple more questions.
Yeah. I just need to get it over with as quickly as possible because it's already been 45 minutes.
All right. So the next question: so the incident did occur over a specific time or one or more specific dates?
My earliest memory was grade 1, grade 2. That's
do you have a year by chance?
1990, 1991.
Okay, so I will put down 1990. Is that okay, or 1991?
Yeah. 1990 is fine.
Okay. Okay.
Up to today.
Till today's date?
Till today,
all right. Thank you. And do you have a day and month for the year by chance? So 1990, or is it just in general the year of 1990?
That was an ongoing issue for a couple years. My mom was in an extremely abusive relationship, and she didn't feel protected, and she was threatened by him and was coerced to let him go, and she wasn't protected, and it was like a really big mess. And he was also assaulting me and assaulting my mom, and there was all this stuff on evidence, and she was just treated like someone that was crazy, and yeah, we had to suffer for a long time, and I was abused quite a bit by him. So I don't think the police did a good enough job, Even as somebody who grew up looking back at that story. And then after that, after my mom's sister died, the police were involved, and that's a whole nother story. They're not the moral of the. Let me just get you. I think the moral of everything is just really that people are not trained in mental health, and people are criminalized for meltdowns, for being traumatized, for swearing, for doing things to cope, for all of these different things, and I think that these policies have ruined much of my life, my mom's opportunities. She was criminalized for being traumatized and was not able to work or find jobs, and we were in and out of homelessness. And so, there's a very long history that I have with the police services in the London area where they have actively, looked in on my life and made poor decisions, And today, I think that because perhaps, I don't know what files they have on me or my mother, but anything that I have gone to the police for as an adult, they have been just completely dismissed. And I'm getting the same treatment that my mother received and that I watched her receive my entire life. And I'm done. I'm done with that.
So, just to confirm, so I will leave the year as 1990, and there's no specific month and date. Is that fine with you?
Do you listen to anything I say?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm still have to finish the date part, which is why I asked you if there was a specific month and date, and I just need your confirmation of that.
I really did answer that. I really did answer that. That was in what I just said. I actually was extremely specific. Mm-hmm.
We need the verbal confirmation, though, that it is only 1990, which is why
I feel like we're both speaking different languages, because I think I'm giving too much information, and you don't think I'm giving enough information. I don't understand where this conversation is going. So, yeah, let's give you a full affirmative and tell you, yes, can't give you a month. I just told you repeatedly, though, 1990 to today. And I told you why.
We need the confirmation, which is why, because I am filling it out on your behalf, which is why I do need to confirm with you again. That's why.
5 times now. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I can move on to the next one. So I'm just going to read you the summary here. So what is the complaint about? You may describe in detail what specifically caused you to make the complaint, such as what the officers did, what they said or didn't do that caused you to make the complaint, and then based on your complaint, what do you think the officers should have done or said? You can describe any injury or damage as a result of what the officers did or didn't do. And if you aren't the directly affected person, you can outline how you became aware of the incident and how you were affected. You can identify any evidence of the incident you have.
Okay, I know how summary works. All right, I do know how this. I do know how to give a legal summary. And I already have on this call that's lasted 44 minutes that I've recorded as well. So it's going to go on YouTube, and you can listen to this call again and refer to this call to get the answer to all of those things. And if you want, when we get really specific, we will be pulling all of my records. And if I have to do it, I will. But you guys can do the investigation yourselves as well and get more information that is protected than I will. I can't get third-party information; it'll be blocked out or whatever it may be. So I do rely on this investigation to pull more information from the file than I have, access to. And my summary has been disclosed enough for right now. And then when you look at all of the other videos that I have, such as my statements to the police and all of the occurrences that I've had, and whenever I get my dispatch calls, you'll see all of those problems as well. And it's just a mess. It's a fucking mess. The biggest mess. I don't even want it. I don't want this. I don't want this mess. But I have it. You know? So yeah, that's enough for now.